Hi everyone, it's Intang Mayumi. I have another fall card for you today. I used this Impression Obsession Fall Pumpkins rubber stamp. I pull out my stamp platform to use for stamping, and I'm using Strathmore 140-pound watercolor paper. I place my stamp on the lower part of the panel, and then I'm going to close the lid to pick up the stamp. And I'm using Versamark ink to ink up my image, and I'm going to stamp the image a couple of times to get good impression. I love the Stimholtz stamp platform because you can use it for clear stamps and you can also use it for rubber stamps. And I'm going to emboss the image using Ranger embossing powder, and this one is the gold embossing powder. I'm using coffee filter to catch the excess powder, and then I'm just gonna panel it back in the container, and then I'm going to melt all the powder using my heat tool. Embossing doesn't get old to me. It looks like magic when the powder is melting. To color my groupings of images today, I'm using Mission Gold watercolor. I will leave you music here while I'm coloring, and I will be back when the coloring is done. For my background, I'm going to use this Cardabella shiplap stencil. I'm going to temporarily adhere my panel on my surface using Tombow removable adhesive, and I went ahead and stamped my mask on a copy paper and also temporarily adhere on top of the colored groupings of images. And I'm going to tape down my stencil on top of my panel using washi tape. I'm going to use Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide for the ink blending. And I'm just swiping the color on my stencil from left to right or right to left. I'm going to die cut my panel using Gina Marie Design Stitch Rectangle die set, and I used the largest die here. And I'm using my cuddle bag today to die cut my panels. I also die cut another panel using the smaller die from the set, and I always use 65-pound white cardstock in the inside of my card. For the inside of my card, I'm going to stamp the groupings of images again using Kaleido Tomato Vine ink, and I'm going to do second generation stamping. I can't find a sentiment that says happy fall from my stamps, so I will try to write my sentiment today on my panel. I did practice a few times on a scratch paper, and before I will write it on the panel, I was so afraid to write on my panel because I know if I mess it up, I'm going to do it all over again, or I'm thinking I can at least cover it with something and stamp another sentiment. It's not perfect, but I think this will work for now. I have to practice more to be good at hand lettering, and thanks to my crafty BFF who is always inspiring me to do it. After I write my sentiment, I'm going to use my ATG gun and a little bit of glue and adhere my panel onto my card base. And my card base is 110-pound Coordinations Craft cardstock that I got from Joann's. I'm also going to adhere the smaller panel in the inside of my card. I also pull out my Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen and plotted the groupings of images with shimmer. And lastly, I embellish my card with Knit and Tangled sequins. This sequence has orange and white sequins, and I thought this sequence is perfect for my images. And my card for today is finished. As always, thank you so much for always watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope you liked today's video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.